Good morning, good night, good evening, wherever you are in the world in the United States. We are live on FALH Radio, the first and last hit show. I'm Mac Dubs. To my left, but it will be on the right, is AJ with you. And down below, one funny guy that you're about to know, Dante the comic. How's it going, everyone?
Hi, buddy.
Thank you
So where are you
for.
guys coming from? Where in the country are all of us?
I'm in North Carolina.
All right. I like
And
North Carolina.
I'm over in Pennsylvania.
Which part? Maybe you don't want to tell people.
No, over in the Poconos.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
My wife has lots of family there. She was just there last week in
Nice.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's not
I'm coming to you live from Hollywood, California.
nice.
Yeah.
How's the weather?
It's hot, man. I'm not gonna lie. Look, it's not like Midwest hot where it's like sticky hot. It's dry hot, but it's hot, man. It's like 107 here today. I mean, it's not right now, but it's probably still about 100 outside. It's one of those things where I didn't walk my dogs at all yet. I mean, today I saw a fire hydrant chasing a dog. That's how hot it was. It's hot, man.
Oh.
Yeah. How's the weather there?
Bipolar.
Yeah, man. It's sticky there, right? North Carolina?
Yeah. For the most day, this morning it was. When I went to work, it was already 88 degrees, and I'm like, bro. And later on, it just got hotter and hotter and hotter, and then it just started raining, and then the smog comes out, and yeah, it's sticky.
So Mac, I got a question. At one point throughout the day today, did it ever get to 98 degrees? And if so, and if so, did you get their autograph?
Yes.
These are the important questions that have to be asked.
That's true. But no.
Bummer. So we're going to throw a comment up here.
Wilson.
Oh, Mac, you're messing me up here. Mac, you hear your takeover because apparently you can't let me do nothing on here. Go ahead.
My bad. I was trying to click off. Go ahead.
All right. So, Mark Wilson, San Francisco, come north to the Bay Area, cool and foggy in the morning.
I bet. Yeah. I mean, I took my wife to the airport today. She had to go to Portland. And man, it was like you said, it was 88 I drove her at 6 a.m. That's crazy. And she's from Vegas, so it wasn't even hot to her. In Vegas, it's like deadly hot, man. It's crazy over there right now.
I've been there. I got married there, and I tell you what, I would rather deal with this heat over in the east than the dry heat. That killed me.
Yeah, so I mean, look, man, I drove through. Say what?
No, I was asking, are you originally from California?
Yeah. I grew up in a small desert town called Fartsville. I think it's called Ridgecrest. Sorry. Yeah, man, Ridgecrest it's like the butthole of America, if you know where that is. So it's near the taint. It's the actual butthole. Yeah, Ridgecrest is terrible, man. It's in the middle of the Mojave Desert, not too far from what's the hottest place on earth? What's that called? Death Valley. Oh yeah,
Death Valley.
Not too far from there, man. It was actually a pretty good place to grow up because it was a Navy base I grew up on called China Lake over there, which wasn't too bad. I like military, so it was cool. But yeah, it was like living on the face of the sun, man. Like for real. Like there was nothing to do there. There was lizards and like 7-Elevens. That's it.
Seems to be like a universal thing, the 7-Elevens. Anywhere you go.
I mean, actually, desert towns actually have more of Circle K's. We don't even have 7-Elevens. We wish we had 7-Elevens.
We finally, after like 10 years, got a 7-Eleven down here.
Yeah, they've got weird ones in the Midwest and down south called Come and Goes. Is that what they're called? You know what I'm talking about? Those gas stations?
I mean, I'd be afraid to go into one. Come and go, like
Right, that's what they're called. And it's like KUM and go.
Is it like a warehouse? Is it like
Look it up, man? It's just like a gas station. It's like a 7-Eleven, man. It's crazy.
Is it a
man.
brothel on the go?
I mean, how do you not laugh every time you drive by one of those, man? It's sort of like when we were in Georgia, we went to a gold mine, and the whole time they're like, "You are now in the glory hole." We were like, "Ha ha!" laughing, and then there's all these families not laughing. I'm like, no one else gets this. No one else thinks this is funny, that we're in the shaft of the glory hole.
They come and go. It's like the gentleman's gas station.
Yeah. I know. I'm even afraid to bring this up because I'm on a radio station, man. I don't know what
You're good. Say. It's anything and everything. Nothing's off limit.
Anything goes. Anything goes.
Oh,
anything
okay.
goes.
Yep.
Well,
everyone knows.
I guess if you go to that place and you jerk off as soon as you walk in and then you just leave, you're doing what the sign says. Like they can't be that bad.
So then,
I mean, I guess a lot of truckers would visit that place as well too, right? I mean,
yeah, man.
So then one has to wonder though, if a woman stops in there, is that a way just to have a drive-by pregnancy?
It could be, man. Yeah, I mean, I bet you get pregnant just by touching those doors. They are everywhere.
You can stop it and come and go.
Yeah, man. Those places are cracky too. Like I'm one to talk, being from Ridgecrest. Everybody is methy in Ridgecrest, but yeah, those places are usually methy looking. I mean, I'm from Hollywood and I'm talking shit. I shouldn't even be talking. Like I live in the only city in the world where my dogs have to avoid stepping in human shit. And
well, no. So I'm kind of in the industrial type of scene for work, and so we'll go by like a normal trash can that you just throw trash in, and then there, behold, behind the big compactor, somebody's done laid a major shit farm.
Wow.
You know what, though?
You have to wonder where people go. If you are a street person, where are you supposed to go? Because most people don't want you to come into their business. They don't want you to use their bathroom. So it's like, I mean,
the best place to go to find shit is Walmart because they don't take care of the bathrooms. And Mac, I think I was on the phone with you. I walked in. My wife and I. We went to a Walmart and I had to use the bathroom. So I go in there. And I walk into this bathroom, and I don't like using the urinals. I prefer the stalls. I go into the stall, and I don't understand how. I walked in there, and it was almost like fertilizer. There was you could not see water. It was piled in there. And I'm like, do you just not flush? Do you not care? Do you think the workers are going to do their jobs? Like, what is wrong with you? I could have literally planted, I could have just dropped a flower seed or of some sort in there, and a plant would have grown out of there. It was man.
I went to someone's house, and their house looked like that. There was like poop all the way up to the top, and then when I flushed it, the whole toilet was brown. Like they do this every day. Like what is wrong with some people?
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
And one of the things I'm ashamed of, and is like, and thankfully my sister only does this when she's drunk. We'll be driving in the car and she'll be so far gone. If she has to piss, she doesn't care where it's at. It's like, pull over in the parking lot. I really have to go. And she will get out the car in the middle of a parking lot, pull down her pants and just go. And it's like, brother, I need you to stand in front of me so nobody can see me. My husband's going to stand behind me. Okay, so who's going to stand beside you? Like, either way, you're going to be watched. I don't care.
Well, funny story. I hope my wife's not listening. Oh, well, I'll take that. So we go out to dinner. We go out to dinner with a family, and we're getting ready to leave the restaurant, and we're on our way home, and kind of accidentally took us the wrong way, and it starts pouring down rain, and my wife, she has to go pee very badly, and we're driving down the road, and she's like, I can't take it no more. Pulls over in front of somebody's house on the side road, hops out. She's like taking her socks and her boots off, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
You
And I'm
can't
like,
shit unless you're naked. Let's just get this out of the way. I'm going to solve a great debate right now. It is physically impossible. I don't know how anybody can do it. You cannot literally take a shit on anywhere unless you are naked. I am sorry. It is inhuman to shit with your clothes on. I can't. If I am in a public place, and Mac, I apologize for putting you off. I will be in a public place, and I've done this a couple of times. I don't like using public bathrooms, but if I have to, I make the best of it. Shirt comes off, everything. I'll hang them up, and then
even in a public bathroom?
Yes, full on naked. I will hang it up, and then I will go to the bathroom, and then I will redress, and then go out the bathroom. Mm-hmm.
How are we going to continue doing this show without only talking about this?
I don't know. I don't know how this even got started. Dante, you want to take the lead from here?
No, you take the lead. You just shocked both of us. Like for real, because I've seen people, you know when there's like a little kid that goes up to a urinal, sometimes they drop their whole pants and they're at the urinal, and I'm like, come on, kid, did no one teach you just to unzip? Like, why am I seeing your butt? You know what I mean? But then every once in a while, I walked into a casino bathroom where there's like 10 guys in the long line, and there's one dude who drops his pants like he's still 5. And I'm like, what in the now I've got all this other stuff in my head about you. I can't believe that you get fully naked and hang up clothing like you've moved into this place.
I mean,
do the shoes and socks come off?
Yeah. Everything.
Well, are you touching your feet to the ground where everyone is pooped and peed?
Well, no. I make sure my feet are off the ground, and usually I make sure I wear flip flops.
Mm-hmm. Am I being punked?
No. Listen, no pun intended, but I shit you not. I'm autistic, all right? Leave me alone. What do you want from me? But
do you say artistic?
Autistic.
Oh, all right, fine. Fair enough.
Yeah.
If that's what gets you through whatever you have to poop,
I have a unique way of doing things.
Well, it's a funny thing. So I just came back from South Carolina. We went to the beach, and down at the beach, and the kid just drops his swimming trunks and just lets go right in the middle of the ocean because his mom said, "Go in the water and pee."
Oh my God. Man, but you know what? You said you're autistic. I've actually known lots of autistic people who have different ways of pooping. So now you solved the mystery. Like it's a thing, man. For real, it's a thing. Like people have different ways. They can't poop unless maybe it's like they'll open up how you're supposed to sit on the main part of the toilet? Sometimes they open that up and sit on the rim part that you usually pee over. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, but why?
I don't know, but it's what makes them comfortable. So mystery
Yeah.
solved.
Well, you know what? I was watching a video, and it was people with unordinary things they need to do to be comfort. And there was one dude has to use the bathroom backwards. Like he has to sit on the toilet to take a dump backwards.
Right, sure. Cowboy style.
And I'm like, what the hell?
I mean,
everybody's got their own thing, man. Yeah. I'm sure that I sit down to pee anytime I'm at my own house because it's more comfortable. I don't want to pee on my floor. I don't want to. I'm lazy. I don't want to aim. I just want to sit there. You know what I mean? And people are, you sit to pee. Damn right I sit to pee. Like if I'm at a urinal, I'll stand.
Yeah.
But if I'm not,
I mean, you get to read a paper.
I mean, hey, look, because I mean, hey, look, I mean, because normally in the bathroom, you either have to go take a leak or go move your bowels. Well, in the morning time before I go to work, it's both. So I'm not going to stand up to use the bathroom and then
Right.
sit
It's the
down.
same thing, man. You're sitting like, why are you going to stand and then sit?
You know, so I mean, yeah, I'm
Middle
cool
of
with
the
that.
night, it's more comfortable to sit. Like, who wants to like turn on lights and try to aim? Not me. Plus, I grew up with sisters, so that if I ever left the toilet seat up, they would either throw like toilet water on me because they fell in, or they would like hit me. So I learned quickly to like, it was easier to sit and not get killed by sisters.
I have a friend of mine who has siblings. Kind of steer the topic in another way here, and he has traumatized his siblings, and these are things that I would have loved to think about when I was little, but he would hide under their beds and wait until they were ready for bed, and then as they were getting ready for bed, he would reach out and grab their ankles. He would like just do all these different pranks and stuff. At his wedding, we were in Colorado for his wedding. His sister said that she is still traumatized by because he used to do that, and for like a long time afterwards, she would get out of bed but leap to the middle of the room because she's always afraid of him grabbing her ankles or something. And it's like us, when you have siblings, you get as the man, you get, or as the boy, you get labeled as the cruel one. I think the sisters, they always get away with everything because they're, whether they're daddy's little princess or mommy's little girl or whatever it is. We don't get enough credit for the things that we come up with and the things that we do. And I not that I'm sexist or anything, but I just want to throw this out there. It is wrong for us as the brothers of the family to always take the heat. That's just not fair. That's not right. We are
I
out.
know. I always got in trouble too. The sisters never did.
Yep.
Oh well. We
I
get
tell
paid
you
a
what,
little bit more now.
Yeah.
I tell you what, when I was a kid, my cousin would always used to put this mask on, and it was a scary mask, and he'd call it Bob, and he said he'd come into the room like, "Hi, I'm your imaginary friend Bob," and scare the crap out of me. And then he would tell me that if you want Bob to come out of the closet uh, and say hi to you, all you have to do is growl at the door. So, so me being the kid I am, I'll sit there and I growl at the door. The door would open. My cousin would pull my legs and pull me into the closet and
Terrifying.
and lock, and lock me in there until my grandma would come get me.
Well, maybe that's why boys get in trouble more.
So growing up, I used to ask how Bob was doing, and he's like, "You still remember Bob?" I'm like, "I talked," and I just play it off because now he thinks I'm like psycho and crazy. Uh, he texted me in June and was like, "Happy birthday, cousin," and I'm like, "Thanks," and I'm like, Bob says hello, and he goes, "Who the hell's Bob?" And I'm like, and I have like a little it's his mask over like a teddy bear, and I'm like FaceTiming him. Here you go. Bob says hello, and he just still thinks I'm crazy till this day. I'm just waiting to see him in person so I can get him back, and then Bob's out of my life.
So Dante, I gotta ask you, what has been number one? How long you been doing this for? Just like
Probably longer than you guys have been alive. You mean stand-up comedy?
yeah.
I started
Yeah.
stand-up when I was like 15 years old in 1986. So 37 years.
Okay, I was born in '89.
Yeah, man. See,
I was born in
my comedy career is older. I've been, I started in the 80s, man, and got really kind of well known in the 90s. I was on BET for a long time. For the white people listening, that's not a betting network. It's Black Entertainment Television. I was on a show on there called Comic View, and they even gave me my own sitcom on BET for a couple of years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy. I had a sitcom on BET. I actually think I hold the record for winning the most BET comedy awards. I'm not joking.
Wow.
I used to watch that show all the time.
Yeah, it was with Comic View.
So then you probably seen him before, Mac.
I was the white guy.
I might have.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm gonna have to go back and see if I can find any clips.
Yeah, man, it was great. There's not a lot of footage from that because this was all pre-internet, so no one was thinking to save it and upload it and all that stuff.
Yeah, true.
So it's much harder to find. But man, I was really famous with black people for a very, very long time. Like I remember being at the airport one time, and this guy is running through the airport pushing a gurney. He obviously works for like a ambulance or something, and he's pushing this gurney, and all of a sudden he just stops. He stops running, sees me. He's like, "Oh my God, Dante, what's happening?" I'm like, "Aren't you supposed to be saving a life?" He's like, "Oh yeah, all right. After I save his life, I'm coming back to talk to you." And sure enough, like all of a sudden, there's like some guy like half dead on a gurney going the other way, and he's like, "I'll be back. I'll be back." That was crazy, man.
So
yeah, my wife, like I said, she just was at an airport today. She's well known as well. She got recognized at the airport. The last time I flew, they tried to put me on Spirit, and I told the guy, no way. Like, I'll fly almost anything but Spirit. I just had too many bad experiences. And here's how I describe it to people. Here's why I don't fly Spirit. You know when you watch a movie and someone's having like a heart attack on an airplane, and they're like, "Oh my God, this man's having a heart attack. Is there a doctor on the plane?" There will never be a doctor on a Spirit airline flight ever. You're dead. You are dead if you have, like, you can't even get Wi-Fi on a Spirit flight. And you're only allowed to bring one bag, and no one's bringing a defibrillator, man. So I'll fly any other airline.
So Dante, you know, you're world famous, and I just want to, I just want to say this right now. I apologize, and please forgive me. And this person knows exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know if you know this or not. You're actually speaking to somebody that's, I'm trying to be nice, but it's going to sound mean. It's probably more famous than you are.
I bet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm talking about Mac here. I don't know if you know this or not. It's not very well known that he actually played everybody's favorite childhood.
Yourself.
Favorite childhood in the terms of Barney the fucking dinosaur. Look at this was actually him. He had his picture taken with a comedian. He had to wear the mask though. You know, he went to a stand-up comedy show, and I had to do a meme of him wearing, you know, purple shirt. I mean,
so I'll tell the story then.
Yeah, tell him.
Tell me. I want to hear it.
I go to dinner.
Yeah.
And I see the comedian there. I asked to take a picture, and he's like, "Hey, I'm doing a show tonight." He was like, "Come check it out." Okay. So we go, and we get in there, and of course you see him wearing white and purple. And it's like introducing himself. He's like, "Oh, hey, I can't forget our very special guest. Shines the light on me." And that spotlight is freaking hot. I'm sitting there sweating like, the hell's going on here? You know, had a couple of drinks. All of a sudden, I hear, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our special guest, Barney the fucking dinosaur."
That is too funny, man. So is that did you cut out Barney's head?
So what I did is, because I just recently got the new iPhone, and I was always an Android user, and I finally made the switch over to iPhone, and I realized that I can make, you know, like stickers. You just go to the photo and you make the sticker. And I was able to convince Mac to send me the original photo. And I went and I cropped a photo of Barney and I stickered the head on there. And then I made the meme and I sent it to him. I'm like, there you go, dude. Like, I helped you big time. So now
How
every
funny.
so often on the show here, I'll bring it up and remind everybody that we have everybody's favorite childhood.
So what comedy club was it? Do you know? And what comedian?
I forget his name. He was signed under George Lopez.
Oh, okay. I see. So he went up before him?
Yeah.
I see.
I think what the heck was it? Oh, I think it was on a cruise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Where'd you go?
I think that cruise we went to the Bahamas.
Woo, you must go on a lot of cruises.
He's only been on 8?
4.
4?
Yeah. My wife loves to travel. My wife,
who
she loves
doesn't?
to travel.
It's really good education, man, to travel. That's my favorite part of doing stand-up. I mean it.
Oh.
I don't like the travel part, but I like being in places.
Yeah. It's like we went to Atlantic City. It was our first time, and we met up with AJ and his wife and daughter, and stayed a week out there. And I didn't take it as, we're gonna go out there and get fan bombed or anything. But me and AJ, we walk over to what was the hotel we went to go place our bets at?
What was that? It's, let's see. We stayed at Caesars, and I forget what it was. The one next to it, probably. I'd have to look it up. We placed our bets there. Don't even get me started on the security guards, dude.
The security guards are the worst. But anyways, we're over placing our bet. I think it was on the finals of the NBA game, and
yes,
he has to run to the bathroom, and I'm sitting there placing our final bets and everything while he ran to the bathroom, and I turn around, and he's a DJ from Las Vegas, and he goes, "Hey, I know you." I'm like, "Me?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You're on YouTube." And he's like, "You're on the Block 105 radio," which is the radio show at the time. That's where we did our gigs and everything. And I was like, yeah, you got that part right. It's like, your name's Mac and your co-host is AJ. And I'm like, oh man. He's like, I gotta get a picture with you, dude. So I'm like, we're taking a picture, and then he's getting out of the bathroom, and I'm like, dude, get over here now. We're getting fan bombed.
How cool, man.
I know. That made my whole vacation, actually.
Honestly, yes.
Of course. How could it not? Awesome. That is so cool, because getting recognized is actually more rare than you think. Because even though I may have a lot of TV credits, most people, even if they recognize you, don't want to come up to you and say it. You know what I mean? They're too afraid to say it, or they think they're wrong, or they think they're going to bother you. So for them to come up to you is great. I love that.
Yeah.
So I want to backtrack real quick. I had somebody send me this photo, because I can't believe there's this actually spelled
I told you.
Yeah. And actually, it was our viewer Mark Wilson who had sent that to me. It's he texted that to me, and I just happened to look over at it. I had another message, and it's like, oh wow, yeah, it's really there.
What a beautiful baby. How old?
She just turned a year yesterday.
Oh wow! Happy birthday, baby. What's her name?
Nevada.
Great name. That's where my wife's from.
Yeah, my wife and I got married out there, so we named her after the state we were from.
I love it. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Did she lose her toy? What's she looking for?
I don't know.
Man, are you not getting any sleep? Because I have a daughter that's now 21 and I can finally sleep, but it took a long time.
Sleep is non-existent for me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is this your first child?
My second. My first one passed away from SIDS a day shy of 3 months.
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, man.
It's we get by. You know what I mean? It's something that, you know, I talk about him, you know, to keep his memory alive, but at the same time, it's still rough. When anybody tells you something like that gets easier, it doesn't ever get easier. It gets, at best, it's going to get more manageable, which I've noticed. But it's God's plan, I guess. You know, he has.
Sure.
Who am I to argue God's plan? You know.
Right. But you're right. It does become more manageable, but it never stops. You know, like unfortunately, I lost my entire family basically over the past 10 years. Everybody, brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, parents, sister, everybody. Like, and it's rough, man. And I can't even imagine what you're going through. I'm very sorry to hear that.
No,
but look at this blessing you have.
Oh yeah, she makes it rough, but we get by. But Dante, if we can hold on for just a few minutes, we're going to cut the commercial break and come back with sponsors.
You got it.
Sorry there, everybody. I muted myself. While I'm waiting for Mac to come back and help with the sponsors here, if you're looking for a good book to read, look at that, Mac. You came in at just the right time. Hit us with some sponsors, my guy. What do we got?
God. All right,
I
guys.
went to go poop naked.
Our new sponsor. There you go.
I actually was flipping. I have a steak marinating. I wanted to flip it over because it's still early here. I haven't had my dinner yet. So,
okay.
Was it like 5:30?
Yeah, it's 5:30 here. So I'm getting hungry, man. You know where I ate this week for the first time? I ate at a Cracker Barrel. That is the most appropriate name for a restaurant I've ever been to. Everyone there was a cracker the size of a barrel.
All right, Mac, what do we got for sponsors tonight?
All right, so if you're looking for a great book to read, I got the great person. The author of Sidon, great friend of mine, just wrote a new book, and it's a wrestling book.
Cool.
Check it out on Amazon, Spotify.
What's it
all
called?
the places you can listen to it. It's called The Wrestling Book.
Is that really what it's called?
That's literally what it's called.
Yep.
I mean, that is the easiest name ever. Way to go.
He was just like, you know what? It's sometimes it's just too daggone hard to come up with a name, so it's just like The Wrestling Book.
So is this like, Hulk Hogan, or is this about like high school wrestling or regular wrestling, or what is it?
So it's really about 4 different types of wrestling organizations, kind of like WWE, Hulk Hogan.
But like all original characters.
Yeah. So basically, he took my name and put it in the book. I'm playing one of the wrestlers.
Cool.
AJ's playing one of the wrestlers. And it's actually a book that I've been a part of as well, writing behind the scenes. And AJ's gonna write his lines here soon for the book. And I was gonna wait, but surprise, AJ, it's project's out, but I can't wait to hear it.
Cool. Very cool. And it's all on. You can listen to it while you drive or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, yes, and actually, that's actually where I come in for my part. Is if anybody is just, if you don't want to read it, maybe your eyes aren't that great. You're not a strong reader, or you're just too damn lazy to read. You put in these things right here, earpods, maybe a headset, whatever you want, and you can listen to it. You get a narrator, you get some background music, you get the author to do the work for you.
I love that.
I mean, you get all the fixings, and all you got to do is just sit there, and you can take it on the go. You listen to it while you're taking a shit, maybe while you're driving down the road, whatever you want to do. Just all you got to do is listen to it.
70% of the books I say I've read are on tape. Like I didn't read one of them. Seriously, like there's like tons of Stephen King books that I'm always on the road as a comic, man, and I love listening to a good book. I love it. I'll have to check this out. The wrestling book.
The wrestling book is what it's called. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm working on my own book right now. I don't have a title for it, but I can't call it the wrestling book anymore. I'll tell you that.
Well, hey, look, it was supposed to be called The Mask of Generations Wrestling, but then I was like, I was talking to him, and I was like, it sounds cool, but I don't want to be in a mask. I don't want my face in a mask, you know, when I'm trying to say my lines in the audio, you know. I mean, but
that sounds more like Mexican wrestling, anyway.
Yeah, oh, yeah, Lucha Libre, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I actually I have a company where I'm a manager besides being a comedian. So I manage a lot of actors and celebrities. I actually have, I don't know if you watch wrestling or have for years, but I have Paul London, who was WWE.
No freaking way.
No way.
I just talked to him a few minutes ago. He has an audition today.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
So if reading and even listening to it books is not really your thing, we ask you to go check out our good friend, take maybe some self-defense classes. This guy is so good. He's Chuck Norris good. This man is so good that he will teach you. Well, first of all, Mac, what's his name again?
Peter Honigmeyer.
Yes, and this man will teach you from all ages, from inside the womb all the way to in the ground. He will stop by, and it's not just you have to show up. He does virtual. He does everything. He will even come to you. And the only thing that we ask is that you use.
Don't beat up your caretaker.
Yes, you use it for self-defense purposes. Don't beat your caregivers or people that are trying to help you out. Go check out Peter Watermeyer in Chi-Town, Chicago. He will hook you up right.
So that's where he teaches live, and then you can also do it on like Zoom or something, right?
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. Yep. Yeah, I actually have been thinking about taking a self-defense class because I used to take them a lot when I was a kid. I took like karate and judo, and I used to be a boxer. But yeah, I was thinking, man, it's now such a great time where you don't even have to go like be in a classroom with a bunch of people.
Well, I mean, if you'd like, I mean, we can definitely reach out to Peter and send him your way.
Yeah.
I'll go check out his stuff. I think that's great, man. I will definitely. Is he one of your sponsors as well?
Yep.
Yes.
Very cool.
Oh,
that's awesome.
And then if maybe self-defense isn't your thing, maybe you need some motivation to work out or something. We have the perfect cowboy for you. His name is, and before
Robert
up here, Robert
Wilson. Yes.
Robert Wilson. This man is so good. He will go ahead, Mac. Say, what does he do?
He will take the word "it" and turn it into something so inspirational. You'll never think of the word "it" as just the word "it" ever again.
He makes one word into a whole conversation that will stretch for over an hour and a half long. This man is so good.
Wow.
Very deep topics, very deep conversations. He has classes, motivational classes. Mac, what was the prices again? We go through this.
$3. The advanced class is $9.99 plus tax.
That's great. You can't beat it.
Oh,
$3, and then for the beginners, it's $3.99 plus tax. So you're looking at $401, $1001. But if you go through us, you get the $3.99 on the dot.
Or the $9.99 on the dot.
Yep, won't go a penny over, and you'll get your pennies. You'll get your pennies worth of thoughts. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm. If you guys want any apparel, any really nice clothes, come check us out at Ball Club Apparel. We will hook you up right. Very decent price over there. We will send a catalog if you like it and get you anything you need. And on that same topic, if you want anything from the show merchandise, whether it's something from us, something that's been used on the show, you can also hit us up as well, and we will hook you up right. Again, very decent price. We will autograph it for you for free even. All you got to do is ask for a catalog, whether it's you want a mug, you want, again, same thing with apparel, anything. We will hook you up right. Reach out to us. Our email is often on the show advertised. We will hook you up right. And speaking of decent prices, Mac, we have a card business too, I believe. AC's Cards and Collectibles. You want trading cards? You want collectibles? We got you. You ain't going to beat the prices that we got. Anything you want, we will hook you up right. Come check us out.
Where is AC Cards and Collectibles?
Right here.
Oh, wow.
Yep, we will ship it out to you. We will send you photos, videos, whatever you want. Let us know what you're looking for. And we got all sports. We got wrestling, football, basketball, baseball, all that good stuff.
NASCAR.
Cool, man, that's awesome. I'm a collector myself. I have so much stuff.
We do live collecting and unboxing on
actually, you know
usually
what?
on Saturdays or Sundays.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm totally into that kind of stuff. I love it.
So what kind of
Dante,
stuff do you like to collect?
I'll show you. This is my first one of one. It's a Tim Rainey's auto.
Yeah.
And it's a one of one.
How cool. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, I used to collect all the time. I just don't have time anymore, but what I do have is mostly baseball cards and things like that. But I also have other crazy stuff because that military base I lived on, my dad was in charge of visitors. So anytime a celebrity or an astronaut or a president came, he ended up with all these pictures and autographs and letters to him from like Ford and Nixon. And we've got all these astronauts and pictures with him with them, and he signed them. And it's pretty crazy. Yeah,
that's
JFK
cool
stuff. It's insane.
So your dad was military?
So my dad was Air Force, but where we grew up was a Navy base called China Lake, and he worked as a civil servant and ended up, working his way up to, I don't even know what you'd call his job, but his main job was to like entertain the Secretary of the Navy if he came to town and take him golfing and take him out to drinks at night and dinner and then, whatever. There was just his whole, when Kennedy came to town, his job was to be the guy that greeted him and show him a good time and take him to all the places he had to go and be his guide. It was pretty cool. I finally got the Navy declassified a lot of video of my dad with like Kennedy and people like that. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, man. What do you like to collect?
We collect baseball, basketball, football, wrestling. We're more wrestling than anything. I mean, because we have we have friends in the industry as well. We're actually really good friends with old ECW wrestler. If you remember the Dudley Boys from back in the day, um, Chubby Dudley is one of our good friends. Bay Ragney. Yeah, it's more of wrestling for us. And
who are some of your favorites?
Well, good grace. Undertaker, The Rock. I was around in the 90s, so Undertaker, Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H.
The Rock was always great.
Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold. I just I still watch it. But it's still not going to be the same as it was back in the early 80s and 90s.
Yeah, man. Back then it was a real show. It was a real show, and everybody was a performer. It's slightly different now.
I still think that the beatdowns are real. Getting hit with a steel chair, I've seen it personally up close and live. One wrestlers getting hit with steel chairs. We actually one of our favorites. We won't go into too much detail because he doesn't talk to us no more, and
that's because Mac scared him off.
We cry about it every day. But Johnny Hotbody, if you're listening out there, brother,
Mac apologizes for his actions. He did not mean to treat you like shit. Mac is a true dick, and he should not have been that.
What did you do, Mac?
I never did anything wrong.
Yes, you did.
No.
Number one, it is not my fault. So I will explain. All I did, Dante, was I'm talking to this guy, and it didn't take us long to realize that he's kind of out there talking about we live in the Phoenix Times. So I'm explaining to Mac about this Phoenix Times, and Mac starts going on. And when you hear the backstory about the Gopher Times, it actually makes more sense than the Phoenix Times. Mac makes up this god-awful story about how we live in the Gopher Times because we predict our weather based on the Gopher. So I forget exactly why I started this group chat, but I started a group chat between Mac, myself, and Johnny Hotbody. And I was in a mischievous mood, and I tell Mac, you know what? I'm starting a group chat, and then I'm leaving. You guys can talk. Nope, I will end it, he says. I says, yeah, I doubt it. Those two talked in the group chat for over 2 hours. My notification going off. And finally, they moved it to a private chat where that was the end of it. Apparently, after that private chat happened, we never heard from Johnny Hotbody again because Mac decides to go off and tell Johnny that we don't live in the Phoenix Times anymore, that we live in the Gopher Times, and that dinosaur is man's best friend. So, of course, now Johnny's going to be offended because Mac's being an asshole to him, and no wonder the poor guy doesn't want to come back.
I wasn't being an a-hole.
Unbelievable.
I know, unprofessional.
He started it.
Unprofessional out of you.
No.
How rude.
It was. He went along and was going along about the Phoenix Times and whatever, and so that's when I was like, so I was reading something on the philosophy of Earth and lifetime, and between the month of January and May, we live in the Gopher Times. And he was like,
what?
Please do tell.
Do tell.
So we use the Gopher. If you see its shadow, then what? We have 6 more weeks of snow, and if it doesn't see a shadow,
the groundhog, yes.
Yeah. So he was like, "Isn't that a groundhog?" And I'm like, "Yes, But I'm like, in other different parts of the world, they use a gopher instead. So he was like, keep elaborating. So I kept elaborating about it. And then he was like, he said something about dinosaurs. And I was like, oh man, I read an article the other day about how dinosaurs and cavemen were man's best, were best friends. And that's when the conversation just stopped right there.
Wow.
I mean,
So
I
you scared him
I
off.
was willing. No, I was willing to listen about the Phoenix Times and
What
and
is
and
Phoenix
all that.
Suns? I don't even know what this is.
You know what? It's some mythical Mayan mess. So you know how the world was supposed to end in
Right, the Mayan
2012.
calendar.
So it's basically like that.
So speaking of wrestling, there was a guy who used to open for me who was a famous wrestler. He tried stand-up comedy for about 5 years, and we became good friends. It was Roddy Piper.
My guy, you know what? Best heel, greatest of all time when it comes to heel work. Oh my gosh.
Man, I loved him, and he was a nice man. He was a really good guy. Like I really enjoyed being around him every time.
He was he was a very great actor as well.
Yeah, yeah, he had a good career.
I watched him. I know he played on Walker, Texas Ranger.
Hey, you started.
That was crazy.
You started in Walker, Texas Ranger. You were Walker.
Jesus Christ,
Please,
get me started.
Please do tell the story of how you were recognized as Walker.
Oh,
you did that to yourself. You did that to yourself, man. You walked into that one. I wasn't even thinking about that this week.
Well, so I think I was about, I don't know, 18, 19. I go visit my grandma. My grandma's sister, my aunt. I think she had Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that. And go to visit her. You walk in, she got the TV on. And my grandma says, hey, she's like, I brought somebody to see you. And she goes, oh, who? And she's like, you're a nephew. I don't know you. She's like, you sure? She's like, no, I don't know you. Like, okay, maybe we'll try and get her to remember later.
Sure.
So I go to the bathroom and
Get
wash
fully
my
naked
hands.
to poop.
Yep. And come back and come back out after in the bathroom, washing hands, sit back down. Walker Texas Rangers on, and then just like out of the blue, it just gets quiet, and she's like staring at me, and she goes at the TV, and then she's like this, and then she's like this, and then she's like this, and it's like freaking me out. And my grandma's like, "Are you okay?" And she goes, "I know who he is." And I'm like, "Yes." And I'm like, and then she's like, "Yeah." She was getting excited. She's like, "I know who my nephew is." And she looks at me and she goes, "It's Chuck Norris." It's like, you wish.
Well, at least you made her happy in her older days.
Yeah.
It's like, you wish.
If that's what makes you happy, you just gotta roll with it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you can tell her it's your birthday and get some money out of the pocketbook.
Right.
Play that once a month or even maybe once bi-weekly or something. There you go.
Exactly. Come back every other day and be like, hey, it's my birthday. It's Chuck Norris, your nephew.
Huh. Please donate to the Walker Texas Ranger Fund to help the show keep going.
Exactly.
That dude,
exactly.
I swear that dude's going to live till he's like 250.
I know. He's still around, dude. And he was in movies fighting Bruce Lee. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And it's such in great shape too. The dude is like he's like in his 80s right now and still in such great shape.
I know. I just saw a picture of him yesterday where he was at one of those cons where they sign pictures or whatever, and he looks incredible.
Have you ever done one of those?
I go to those with some of my celebrities that I manage, but I've never gone there to sign before. I don't think I'm famous enough to do that. Plus, they don't really have it for comedians, and every movie I've been in is not like famous enough for me to, go sign. But yeah, it's fun to go to. Like, I enjoy taking celebrities to those because then I walk around and meet all these other people and sometimes pick up more clients.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Dante,
I went to.
Go ahead, Mac.
I went to the one here a couple of years. It's been years. The Galaxy Con down here.
Yeah, I know Galaxy Con. Yeah.
We went to the one down here. I met a whole bunch of people. Met my hero, Jason David Frank, the original Green Power Ranger
Cool.
back in the day. Met a bunch of.
Do you remember the Black Power Ranger, Walter something?
Yes.
I went to college with him.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Yeah,
Nice.
all I know is his name's Walter. Like, we were friends in college, and then after college, I was watching TV, and I was like, "Oh my God, Walter's like the Blue Power Ranger or whatever."
Yeah, the Black Power Ranger. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think his name's I think his last name is Jones.
It is Walter Jones. I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Dante, as we start hitting the hour mark here, I just got one quick question. What is your go-to comedy for every show? Like, I went and seen Ron White during his retirement tour. I cried when he announced his retirement. The show that I was at, he announced that, hey, come January 2024, I'm retiring, things like that, and I cried. One of my favorites. And so he, of course, took requests, and his go-to, I believe, is the when he got kicked out of the bar, and he gave the name Tater Salad. So, what is your go-to when it comes to comedy?
You mean like what is my most famous bit that people request?
Yeah.
So I did this. I do these impressions of like Robert De Niro and all these other people in something called The Wizard of Oz. And if I don't do that at the end of my show, people start screaming it. Like, if I'm like, okay, you guys, I'm going to do one last thing. I'm going to talk about blah, blah, blah. I'm like, do The Wizard of Oz, blah, 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 do that.
Can you do it for us?
How about if I'm not going to do the whole Wizard of Oz, but why don't I just do Robert De Niro's face for you? Okay, you ready?
All right.
Here we go.
Spot on.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
All right.
Freaking Angelo.
He's
Would
another.
you milk me?
So Dante, we gotta have you back on the show sometime. If you don't mind, we'd love to stay in touch and hopefully
I would love it
back on here. And hopefully, when we do get a chance to get you back on here, we'd love to be able to get the actual skit or the bit. If we could do, I think everybody would love that.
I love it.
But I know you said you wanted to. That you had some things or something to do after the hours, so we don't want to keep you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do have to go. I have a meeting afterwards. I wasn't prepared, and I have to still eat before my meeting. That's so. But yeah, if anyone's going to be in Palm Springs tomorrow, I'm performing at a place called Oscars. I'm doing actually a game show where I'm going to be playing Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future in this game show called the Mismatch Game.
Wow.
Marty, we've got to get back to the future. But anyway, so if anyone wants to follow me on social media, I'm Dante the Comic, Dante the Comic, as you see right there. And yeah, you can follow me there. Thanks for having me on, you guys. I appreciate it. And happy birthday, baby.
Thanks. It was such a blast having you on to talk to you and chill for a little bit.
You got it.
Yeah, like AJ said, let's stay in touch and
I'd love it.
hopefully
I'll be back.
get you
Thanks
back
for
on
having me on, you
soon.
guys. Have a great rest of your show.
All right, have a good one.
Take care.
All right. Unmute your mic.
She is trying so bad.
All right, I'm going to end the first part of the show.
All right.
All right, guys.
Stay
That was
tuned.
the first part of the show. Stay tuned. We're going to have After Hours with Mac Dubs and AJ with you. Coming at you live with some music here shortly after we take another commercial break, and we will see you in about 5 minutes.